Charles Cowart, February 25th, 2025, Custom Kydex Lab, FTT 114. This is assignment 2 in week 4. It's the finishing up of our Kydex project. This is the Kydex project that I did. It's a magazine holster for a 12 gauge magazine. The first part of this assignment is they want us to install rivets. I hadn't planned on really installing rivets on here, but I'll go ahead and put rivets on one side, and that way if I make a second holster, I do have 2 magazines, so if I make a second magazine holster or pouch, whatever we want to call it, then I can go ahead and do that. And then I'll also be adding this belt clip on here. It's good for attaching it to MOLLE or a belt. So that's what I'm going with. I don't like the belt loops. And those will get attached right here. I'll do final buffing for the edges. I did a pretty good job the first go around, but we'll go ahead and get that shined up quite a bit. And as far as like the tensioners to make this tighter or looser, it's perfect. It doesn't really need any of that. And it's not a holster for a gun where you're trying to get a better draw. It's tight. It's how I want it to be. You've got to actively try to pull this out. Yeah, we're not quick drawing magazines, quick drawing guns. As far as aesthetics are concerned, painting and all that, this will not be getting painted today. It will eventually get hydro dipped like this, but that's going to be a time-consuming process that I don't have the time for this week. And then finally, I'll have myself carrying this on my belt to prove that it's working in the final part of the video. And that will be it for this class and this week. The source for this video is the SDI Kydex Lab, pages 43 to 50. So now we're going to get the holes drilled for the belt clip. I'm going to hold off on the rivets. So here we are with our holes drilled. We're going to go ahead and attach this. Okay, so there's our clip. As you can see straight down the pipe, you can't see screws hanging out. And it doesn't interfere with the magazine. You can see there's no scratching, nothing touching. So the next thing we'll do is work on the rivets. So there's a problem. There's just not enough room because of the curvature to put the actual eyelets on. And now I have these holes drilled, and unfortunately in the drilling of the holes it kind of separated that. So what I'm going to do is probably replace that with tensioners now, because there just simply isn't enough space for eyelets. So we'll see how we go about this. So from another student, I saw a little tip as far as the final polishing, and it was using the buffing wheel but with no compound on it. He said it makes a little bit of a mess with this. but it creates a really, really beautiful finish. I started it, and you can see it's very, very shiny there. So we'll just continue on and see how that goes. I'm not sure if I like that. I'm gonna put a little polish on it and see how that looks. There it is, hand on the belt. It's okay. Hindsight 2020, I would have added more space on these sides. So we're all done. Here it is. The rivet situation I explained earlier, I didn't leave enough of a lip to be able to use rivets. I still tried to, and it was just turning into a disaster. So you gotta have more of a lip for the rivets. I'd never done rivets before, so once I actually started trying to use the rivet tool, I realized that that's just simply not enough space, which did cause some separation from my taco style holster, but I was able to save it because some of the hardware for the other stuff was available. And I was able to, as you can see, use those spacers, and I think those are, they call those Chicago screws that you can screw in, and that actually brought it back to tight again. Put it on board. I'm overall happy for it. I mean, I would use it. I will use it, but I wish I wouldn't have attempted to put rivets in it because it was holding pretty tight until then. Although maybe that did kind of reveal that under enough stress it may have cracked open. So the polishing went good. I mean, they're smooth. I'm going to be hydro dipping this, so I'm not sitting there trying to make glossy corners or anything. They're a matte. I tried what another student had done with just using the buffing wheel with no polishing compound. It looked all right. He's probably doing something different. He has a lot more experience than I do working with all this stuff. I know for a fact he's made knife sheaths and stuff before, so his probably turned out a little bit better using just a buffing wheel. But for me, I had to use the buffing compound to really make everything smooth. But it retains extremely well, as I demonstrated at the end of the video with it on my belt. Jumping up and down, it doesn't move. I'm able to draw it. It's a tight fit, which is what you want for a magazine. You don't want your magazines falling out. You're not worried about quick drawing them, but you do want them to be retained extremely well. And this definitely has that. So that was it. Final week of this class. I really enjoyed this class. Kydex might be something I actually get into, working with a little bit more, maybe making custom holsters. Definitely something as a hobby I'm going to play around with and see how good I can get at it. But it was fun, and I learned a ton about how to work with this stuff. So really enjoyable class.